One of the highlights of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's recent visit to US was the crucial Quad summit hosted by President Joe Biden. A significant takeaway from the summit was the message that the group is more strategically aligned than ever before. Or in Prime Minister Narendra Modi's words, Quad is here to stay.
हमारी बैठक ऐसे समय हो रही है जब विश्व तनावों और संघर्षों से घिरा हुआ है। ऐसे में साझा डेमोक्रेटिक वैल्यूज के आधार पर क्वाड का मिलकर साथ चलना पूरी मानवता के लिए बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण है। हम किसी के खिलाफ नहीं हैं। हम सभी एक रूल्स बेस्ड इंटरनेशनल ऑर्डर, संप्रभुता और क्षेत्रीय अखंडता के सम्मान और सभी मसलों के शांतिपूर्ण ढंग से हल निकालने के समर्थन करते हैं।
The message of unity was indirectly aimed at China, which has brought four powerful countries together on a single stage. So what is Quad really? Quad, short for Quadrilateral Security Dialogue, is a strategic group comprising India, US, Australia and Japan. The four-member group, which was revived in 2017, aims to counter China's aggressive behavior in the Indo-Pacific region. The countries have often, quite vocally and strongly, advocated for a free, open and inclusive Indo-Pacific region. We all know that China has maritime disputes with several island nations in both the South China Sea and the East China Sea. It also threatens India in its own backyard, the Indian Ocean region. Quad is seen as a perfect answer to China's growing territorial ambitions. In a joint statement released after the annual summit, the Quad nations expressed serious concerns over the situation in the South China Sea and the nearby waters. With an eye on China, the group strongly opposed any unilateral actions that seek to change the status quo by force or coercion. PM Modi said that a free, open, inclusive and prosperous Indo-Pacific is a shared priority of the Quad. All four countries in the Quad have a history of either diplomatic, trade or territorial issues with China. Take United States for instance. US is locked in a global race for dominance with China. Trade tensions between the two countries keep coming to the fore time and again. US is also concerned about China's military expansion, its economic practices and its IP theft. India and China border issues date back several decades. The countries are currently locked in a border standoff in the eastern Ladakh region for over 4 years now. India is also concerned about China's growing influence in its own backyard and its territorial claims over Arunachal Pradesh. Similarly, Japan is irked with China's aggressive maritime activities and is engaged in a long-standing dispute over the Senkaku Islands. And Australia has often criticized China over human rights violations and trade practices. There are also concerns in Australia about Chinese political influence in various sectors of Australian society, including government, universities, and media. And of course, all four Quad countries are wary of China's aggressive posturing in the Indo-Pacific. These shared concerns have served as a natural unifying force for the four Quad countries. Although Quad is not a military alliance yet, it's interesting to see how its combined strength matches up to China. According to the latest figures from SIPRI, US spent $916 billion on its military in 2023. It is followed by China, which spent $296 billion. Comparatively, India spent $83.6 billion, Japan $50.2 billion, and Australia $32.3 billion. This means that the total defense spending of three nations in the Quad, India, Australia and Japan, falls roughly $130 billion short of China. But throw US into the mix and the scales tip heavily in favor of the Quad. When it comes to nuclear firepower, only India and US possess nuclear weapons in the Quad group. Japan and Australia do not have any nuclear warheads. US has about 5,044 nuclear warheads while India has 172. On the other hand, China has about 500 nuclear warheads. It's not a surprise that the sheer power of the Quad combined has ruffled China's feathers. Beijing has often criticized the group as it poses a direct threat to its ambitions. And with the nations further tightening their geopolitical embrace, China may have to be more mindful in the high seas.